Hi, I'm David Cook and welcome to this episode of the Fit Food Show. In this episode, we're talking about how to keep happy and healthy in lockdown, and can you get fast, fresh and healthy food delivered to your home, which is contactless and safe for you. Hi Rach, how you going?
Hello David, I'm good. Are you good too?
Yeah, I am. We're in lockdown again, and I'm feeling a little bit flat actually, because we've been through the lockdown already, and we put in the hard work, and I really thought that we were getting through this and we we're going to be okay. But here we are again. You know, things were looking good. We were getting out and about a little bit more. As you know, I did the FFA 28 reset program, and since I've done that program, I've lost around just over 10 kilos actually. So that's in a month and a half. That's pretty good.
That is a lot.
Yes, yes.
That's more than 10% of your body.
It's more than one pet cat. And so, you know, I did that during the lockdown. So
Yes.
the first lockdown, and if I hadn't have done that, I reckon I would feel a lot worse than what I could be feeling right now. So I've got that under my belt, and I feel happy about that. But here we are again. We're locking down, and and probably other people are too. I'm sort of looking for some ways to keep myself happy in lockdown. And so I know I can do all that sort of thing, but there'll be a lot of questions out there. And I have a lot of people asking me since I did the FFA reset. So what did you eat? How did you eat? Did you get fast food in and all that sort of thing? And in a nutshell, I didn't stop drinking alcohol. I kept drinking. I did half my alcohol. I did have the odd snack between meals. But I had less and I was more conscious about it. And that's because I developed some good habits, good healthy habits. So
That's good.
They are. So what I was hoping today is I could ask you a few questions, and maybe you can enlighten us on what foods are available and things that we can do, not just in a lockdown, but specifically to help us through this lockdown, but also in general to help create and maintain those good, healthy habits.
Yes.
So,
okay.
Yes. So how can I eat healthy and stay active in a lockdown?
To begin with, the lockdown is depressing because you can't get out as easily, and your friends and family are not as close, and your regular timetable is all gone up in smoke, really. So a good way to stay motivated and active and keep yourself on the right track in lockdown is by having a plan. So if you make a plan, or you find a plan that you can stick to, then it's much easier. You're not just drifting along and hoping that you might have the whim to go for a run, or I think I might be inspired to make a healthy meal. For me, I need to make a plan, and that makes it so much easier to follow. You don't have to stay strictly on the plan, just like yourself, Dave. You don't have to stick with I'll only have celery sticks as a snack. You can enjoy you can enjoy a little bit of a treat here and there, but then you go back to the plan. That's a really good place to start.
Awesome. That is actually one thing I found, that there were days and times, especially more recently, where I fell off the wagon a little bit. But because the wagon was well planned and so slow and steady, I could easily keep up with it and hop back on and continue my journey, so to speak. So I did have a few bad days where I didn't get my step count up that I wanted, and I didn't eat exactly well. I even had some good weekends away, and I came back and I'd still lost weight. So
well, interesting that you should say you were on the wagon. That it is great to have a wagon to ride on, but you got to jump off and look around every now and then. Otherwise, it's just on the wagon all the time. It's not what you're on the wagon for. You're on there to get somewhere.
Yeah, so that's a fairly healthy attitude mentally, isn't it? To be able to get off and be real about where you are and aware of what you can do and what is out there, but just by say undertaking the FFA 28 reset program, that gave me the plan to get through some pretty hard times. And if people watching this that are in your delivery zone, they really should look at maybe this plan. We'll leave details in the show notes. Maybe they could look at this plan to help get them through. But if they choose not to, they can still navigate these sorts of situations and even develop good habits in their normal lifestyle. And but if they decided to, so they decide they're going to cook their own healthy meals and all that sort of thing,
Yes.
what sort of things should they have in their pantry and in their fresh food compartments of their fridges to do this sort of thing? Because when I look at what my pantry used to look like, and it still has some of those things in there. There's potato chips, there's cans of Mexican beans and all sorts of things like that. There's also lots of packets of stuff, and I could make heaps of food at home. I'm not necessarily convinced that the healthy sort of foods that you're thinking of when you say this sort of thing.
Yes, if you're going to make a quick meal, people would reach for a couple of bits of bread, some ham and some cheese. Quick little ham and cheese sandwich, 2 bits of bread.
Yes, beautiful.
So
nice
delicious.
And quick and easy, yes.
Yes. However, it's quite a small little meal, 2 pieces of bread and a slice of ham and slice. It's not very filling. If you had in your pantry if you were able to have gluten, you could have a flatbread wrap. It takes time to chew. It's harder to chew, so it's more satisfying. And you don't have to toast it. You can have it filled with lots of vegetables. So fresh vegetables, though that's not news, they are so much better for you than something from the freezer or from a can. So basic things that last a while. You don't have to have fresh, bought that very morning. Get yourself a punnet of bean sprouts, a carrot, and things like that. Tomatoes, they last for at least a week in the fridge. Build yourself a salad in a box, and it's ready to go. Once again, a bit of planning. If you're making yourself a salad, a big salad, nice big one, make 2. So you've got one for later as well. That's just basic, basic planning. You don't have to just suddenly, I'm going to be hungry in 10 minutes. I need my sandwich straight up. You can just open something that you've already put together.
Yeah, that all sounds well and good, and I have started doing a little bit of that too. And one thing I found is just grabbing a carrot and eating it. It's better than a cellary stick, put it that way.
Well, celery is like devil's food for some people. They're not into that.
There'll be lots of people out there that blend celery into a mug and drink it. I don't know how, but
I don't. I personally, that's not for me either.
Not for you.
But a few basics, just the fresh veggies. So unprocessed. Grab an apple, a banana, carrot, tomato, all of these things are so readily available
Yeah.
and just as quick to put together as a sandwich.
Yeah, I think people underestimate or maybe aren't aware of just how versatile the good old tomato is and the sort of
Yeah.
things you can do with it. You can just grab some cracker biscuits out of your pantry, and you can. There's all sorts of different cracker biscuits. There's good ones and bad ones. Just make sure
Yes.
you get the good ones. You can
Yes.
slice some tomato and just put it on there with a slice of lettuce and maybe a sprinkle of salt if you wanted a bit of flavour, and pepper, and bang, off you go.
Yep. Yep. Nice and simple. Opening a packet of chips is like almost opening a door to a doctor's appointment. It's not good.
Oh,
There's no value, no food value, and not much more flavor. Really, it's not worth it.
yeah. So coming with lockdown comes the inevitable home food deliveries that
Ah, yes.
you see it well categorized on the TV, and a lot of us out there aren't planners. A lot of us live by the seat of our pants,
Yes.
and a lot of us would like to just pick up their phone and order some tucker to arrive all ready to eat.
Yes.
And also, a lot of people actually order for the week and have all their meals in the fridge ready to go.
Ready to go. Dave, I have to go. You have to put a pause on that. I have to come back with the plug-in for my computer. I'll be back in a sec.
Please stand by after this commercial break. We'll follow up with some great delivery ideas. Well, we were talking about yes,
About the deliveries.
yes,
Yes.
yeah. With a lockdown, people find themselves ordering in delivered foods, and the perception out there, and I had this before I came across Fit Food Australia, was that there's no healthy fast foods to be delivered to you. You get burgers. They're even delivering chips now. But
Yes.
burgers and pizzas and all sorts of ribs, yum, KFC, all these
Absolutely.
wonderful fast foods, and with your delivery companies, your Deliveroos, your Uber Eats, and all that. But is there healthy alternatives that can be delivered to your home?
Yes, there are healthy alternatives, but once again, going back to planning. So if you see an ad on telly for Menulog, Deliveroo, all of those things, they're not going to show you photos of just basic roast dinner, which is, or something simple like that. They're going to show you something with lots of sauce that's fried, that has bread and lots of salt. So all of those things are immediately satisfying to our brain. So we see that picture, we're going to choose that picture, and we're going to pay the inflated price for delivery as well as the actual delivery cost. So it's a very easy thing to do when you haven't planned your meals to be kind of seduced by the color and the flavor of fat and salt. So of course there's Fit Food Australia, which takes a little planning. You can't order it immediately and it won't arrive within the hour, but when it's delivered, you'll have all of those flavors. You'll have a satisfying amount of food, and you won't feel unwell afterwards. You'll feel great.
Yeah, actually, obviously, as I've said, I've used Fit Food Australia, and I can say the meals, they come in this deceptively small container, but uh, even when you take them from a container and put it in your bowl, it doesn't really look any different to what you're normally eating. Perhaps the serving is marginally smaller, but you're satisfied at the end of the meal. You don't feel over full, which sometimes when you're cooking for yourself you do, because you put on that extra piece of beef or that extra rib, that extra dollop of mashed potatoes. So we are fighting some devils, but having a planned and ready-made, fresh, healthy meal for you certainly helps a lot of the hurdles when it comes to fighting the fast food cravings. And so if you can just whip something out of the fridge, whack it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, and put it on your plate, or just eat it from the container. Sometimes I did, and especially if you're working from home, just to know that lunch is sorted. You just go into the fridge, grab your meal, heat it up, and then you can plonk it on the desk next to you. You can keep on walking. However, I do recommend sit outside or somewhere and get a bit of fresh air. But I know how a lot of people think, and I know how a lot of people are working, and I found it certainly a great way to sort of keep myself fed anyway. So there certainly is options. How does the ordering process work? Just so that people understand how easy it is to order fresh food.
So, yes, there is a place to order on our website. You can make an order by choosing from the menu that we have on there, which changes every week following seasonal produce. They click the items that they'd like to order, then we'll receive the order and process that. We deliver on a Monday morning and Wednesday morning because the food is fresh. We need to deliver twice weekly so that people can always get the food at the best quality. Then the order is delivered, as I said, on Monday or Wednesday to their door in a cooler bag with ice packs. They don't need to be there to receive the delivery. We just quietly sneak in, drop the meals, and go on to our next delivery. So the food
it's important to mention that the bags are sanitized, all the equipment is sanitized, and the delivery is contactless, so there's no problems with getting too close to people. In fact, it's delivered by the food fairy in the early hours of the morning, and it's just like magic. It just appears. So
I don't know how it even gets there.
It's a wonderful service, and I think if you're living in the outer eastern suburbs, is that where you would say you operate?
Yes, we deliver all around the Yarra Valley and in the Dandenong Ranges, eastern Melbourne suburbs. We also go to Narre-Warren, even Berwick. So pretty much close to Melbourne, but we would do inner Melbourne also. But we're not like really far out.
Yeah. So if you're stuck in the bubble of trouble, there's food available for you. All you got to do is visit the website, which is fitfoodaustralia.com.au. If you can't remember that, just get on your search engine and type in Fit Food Australia or FFA 28 Reset even, and you will come up with Rachel's website, and you can place an order from there or join the newsletter list and be kept up to date with all the wonderful offerings available in the bubble of trouble. Now, talking about the bubble of trouble, we've sorted the food side of things out. But as I said at the start, we're all starting to feel a little bit flat at the moment. So what are some things we can do to sort of keep a positive, happy attitude just to get us through?
Oh, well, things that I've found have kept me going or just given me a real boost is connecting with people. So, if just in yesterday being locked down again, I felt myself feeling pretty flat because I've enjoyed getting back to swimming and family barbecue night, which was every Wednesday. That was my splurge night. We'd have a lovely barbecue together, and it's the connections that I've really appreciated. So being connected with people on Facebook is, I found, counterproductive because there's a lot of really downward facing information on there. There's a lot of grumpy people and people having a whinge, which everybody is entitled to, but there's more than that around. So personally, I have had a chance to look around me and find what I really like about my life. So make sure that you move your body. You've got to move around.
That's an important one, moving.
Terribly important. I think it sounds cliche and, oh yeah, everyone says it, but if you don't move around, you will get depressed.
Yeah.
I have trained people, done personal training with people who have been able to give up their antidepressant medication because of the exercise.
Wow.
And incredible, amazing. I'm not authorized to say that to people. Don't, oh, stop your meds, you'll be fine. They were actually advised by their doctors because of the extra activity that they were able to change the medication that they had. So that was just such a great thing. The other thing is regular meal times and regular waking and sleep times are so valuable. Easy to get, once again, stuck on the internet because free-to-air television is dreadful. Yeah. But when it starts to get dark, start to wind down, even though here in Melbourne it's nearly dark at 6 o'clock, which is ridiculous. But even then, wind yourself down. Make sure you don't eat right before bed. And that's 3 basics. Staying connected to people. So actually talking to people like Super Frontier Dave or and a few other fitness friends that I have. I've remained connected with them via Zoom and enjoyed the classes that they've been doing, walking, and regular meal times and regular sleep times. The basics, but they're great.
Yeah. I think one of the big things that I have been doing a lot of that has sort of helped me get through is the walking. Lots and lots of walking, getting out there and walking to different places, because what you'll see now in the Melbourne bubble is all the walking paths will be chockers full of people again, strutting around, keeping their distance and walking and saying hi. That's all good, but let's venture off the paths. Walk around your block, but walk around the block next to your block and have a look at some other gardens and what other people are doing in your neighbourhood. And it's a whole new world out there that's always been there that we just haven't bothered to look because we're so embedded in our lives. That's so part of your plan should be to sort of leave your plan if you've got a walking plan and go on an adventure and explore. You'd be amazed and surprised of what you can find out there. So I think we've got the tools to do the right thing and get through, and we just got to do stuff. Do stuff.
Yes, and it's not whether you want to. I don't feel like going for a walk right now. Well, sorry, if you don't go for a walk right now, you won't feel like doing anything.
That's right.
There's no choice. There's no choice. You have to go. If you can't walk, go for a push. I've got a friend in a wheelchair. She likes to go for a push.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah.
And or just do a bit of yoga or everything. Just you have to move. There's no choice. You must move.
So when you get out of bed in the morning, put both feet on the floor and put your walking shoes on, not your slippers. I'm serious. That really makes a difference because I've tried both methods, and if I put on my slippers, I don't leave the house. I don't go outside because they're nice.
Your slippers get soggy.
Well, exactly. So I disable my ability to get out there. So put on those walking shoes and go wherever you choose, and everything will be good.
You're like Mr. Slogan today, Dave.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm going to write that down. Hang on.
It's all right. We can play back the episode. But oh, look, that was a wonderful chat, Rach. It's really, really informative, and it certainly helps me. I enjoy having these chats, and I'm sure anybody out there that watches this will feel a little bit enlightened and a little bit better, and at least they'll have a couple of things up their sleeve that they can have a crack at and see how they go. So thanks.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing from people. I like to hear their ideas and their stories of what's their tips and tricks.
Yeah, and just going back on the Facebook thing, if you are going to go to these places, join a group and go straight into the group. Get out of your news feed, because the news feed is not a nice place. But go to a group that supports the way that you think and has the interests that you're interested in. So if you are going to be stuck inside for whatever reason, go to nice places inside. So at the end of the day, it is up to you to choose what you do, and just knowing that there's some good stuff out there still, and knowing that you've stacked your fridge full of healthy food that's easy to heat up and eat, or lots of carrots and tomatoes to chew on, you'll be okay. So let's go.
Yeah, that's a good tip, Dave. Yeah.
Well, that's another Fit Food Show done. Thank you for watching it right to the end. If you enjoyed the show and you want to see more, please subscribe to the Warts and All channel. And if you want something discussed, leave a comment in the comment section below.